Hey guys, so I waited a little bit of time to see what the landscape looked like before I would talk about the appeals. So now the next action is whether or not the case will be appealed. Billy Mitchell, this is what I believe to be one real, and I'm going to show you the evidence of why I believe it is real. Karl Jobst's deadline to appeal lapsed. The case is over. Now, when you appeal, you have 28 days to appeal from the case's verdict. Assuming that the verdict was April 1st, then the appeal would have made sense on the 29th. So here is some information that Cytopia has been able to present to us. I don't see any appeal document on the website. I myself have looked at the website. I'll take a look at it right now. According to this document, Karl has 28 days. Billy tweet appeal time has lapsed. It is over. However, I can't verify the tweet. It may have been deleted. So does that mean that Karl actually appealed it? So when I look at it today, Wednesday, April 30th, 7:37 p.m., there has been no update. The last update was the statement supporting application for enforcement, i.e., Billy Mitchell would like to be paid, and Karl has not yet paid him. Past this time, there has been no appeal. It's been, assuming the appeal should have been entered on the 29th, it is now the end of the 30th, and still with no appeal. So, in Brisbane, because we are in Brisbane, I understand we're in Australia, Form 64 must be filed in the court within 28 days of the date of the original judgment from the primary court or tribunal. So again, that the original judgment was on April 1st, April Fool's Day, and it has since been 28 days. Now, from Karl's side, I haven't heard much from his side, but we do have to understand that Billy Mitchell did delete the tweet. So what does that mean? Does that have any meaning? I do not know. So here's the tweet again, and it's actually coming from a subreddit or Completionist 2. And looking at the timing of it, it would match up to when Billy Mitchell would assume there is no appeal being made. So not only did Cytopia catch the screenshot, but the screenshot was also caught by subreddit. And looking at the subreddit to verify if this is like a joke or something like that, it seems like they believe it's real. So I'm not talking about whether or not the appeal is real. I'm talking about whether or not the tweet was tweeted and then deleted. This is the subreddit. So much for all that bluster. Karl really handed a pristine W on platter to Billy Mitchell, who on all other accounts has been a vexed litigant for no other reason than to silence his critics. Hope Karl actually respects his lawyer's advice next time, assuming Karl will continuously be sued. And they're talking about ChatGPT as a joke. Sometimes I will post what the AI says as a homage to Karl, not because I'm actually thinking it's real, or I should be using. And the other big thing was the video got, the original video has now been made, I think it was made private, and now it's been unprivated. That's my understanding of it. This is 3 years ago. It's quite interesting what the idea was. He's talking about the $50,000 GoFundMe. Later on, he would have a $200,000 personal GoFundMe. In exchange, I received tons of hate on social media calling me a merc. So when you go to the tweet right now, it doesn't show anything. So why has the tweet been deleted? Well, Karl, it turns out, can extend. And given the history of his lawyer doing things at the last possible moment, just like taxes, you can actually extend your appeal, whether or not you are filing for an appeal at the very end of the day. And that would probably get Billy Mitchell to delete his tweet, right, saying that Karl cannot appeal. That's not actually 100% true. Billy Mitchell's response video is back up, which was taken down after the decision. Now it is returned. So Cytopia has been keeping on Reddit is a post of the tweet. Also, Discord. Also on Karl's Discord, so it looks like the tweet was real. So it looks like the tweet was posted and then it was deleted. Maybe because Billy's lawyers told him to take it down, because technically it is actually not 100% true that you cannot appeal after. Billy Mitchell's response video is up, which was taken down during the decision. Response to Karl Jobst regarding Apollo Legend. But is there something we missed? File 70 on the website is an outline of argument. I thought this was an argument about cost, but I think it may be an argument for appeal. So has the argument for appeal have been submitted, but the appeal not started? So the blank is loaded, but the trigger not pulled to speak. Under section 61.2, it is possible for extension to be granted after the time period. Here it is right here. Relief from procedural requirements. The tribunal may, by order, extend a time. Okay, blah, blah, blah. An extension or waiver may be given under subsection 1, even if the time was for complying with the relevant requirement has passed. So whether or not there is a appeal is not guaranteed. Right now I'm saying that it is, typically speaking, it would be 28 days. And typically speaking, when Billy Mitchell or his son tweeted that they would be correct, that yes, indeed, the deadline to appeal has lapsed. But then the tweet was deleted. And I think in terms of, I would agree with Cytopia, again, this case has been anything but not normal. This case should have had 3 months or 90 days to decide a verdict. It did not. It went almost twice as long to get the verdict. The judge made sure that he understood what Karl would do. He knew Karl, based on his behavior in court, would come after the judge, will say the judge is biased, will attack the judge, will send his cat to write about the judge and SEO him. So every time you type in Judge Ken Barlow, his picture in the blog about cat, most goatable human being on earth or something. What was that cat thing? It was perfect pack. Has he updated? No. It's Judge Ken Barlow is the most gullible man alive. Not the most gullible judge alive, but the most gullible man alive. Cat. So, do you think that based on this, that the judge didn't know how Karl and his echo chamber would react to him? Do you think I don't know how Karl and his echo chamber is reacting to my videos? They play these same ad hominem things. I'm willing to do this. I would do this for you guys. I've been cleaning up my home, trying to make more space for my kid. I have found my degree from law school. I found my passing of the New York bar, so I am allowed to practice in the state of New York. I have my patent thing, so I have found all my valuable paperwork. I don't show it off because it's not really relevant to my day-to-day living, but I have found them, and I'm willing to, on camera, on live stream, prove to you guys all that I am a real lawyer that can practice IP and immigration law anywhere I want to go, because that is federal. But should I want to get involved in any state, like New York State, I can practice in front of that as well, right, in the state of New York. So I'm happy to do that if I get, let's say, 500 likes on this video. I'm going to throw it out there because that's probably my main thing. People have tried to report me to the bar, but there is one thing that prevents them from doing so, and that's why I understand the confusion. My actual name is not Tony. Tony is my American name. So the name that I appear on the bar is actually not Tony. It would be really easy for you to figure out because the Chinese name looks like Tony, right? It has a T, a N, a G. Probably why my parents call me Tony was because that name looks very similar to Tony. I'm just going to say that I'm happy to provide all that information to you guys. 500 likes. All the haters can actually like the video for once. I'm happy to go ahead and show you my NYU degree, graduated honors, my William & Mary law degree. I'm happy to show you that I passed the patent bar exam when I was 21 years old. I got the certificate when I was 22, but it takes a while to get the certificate. Um, I'm happy to show, so that the patent bar exam would show you I'm registered with the United States Patent and Trademark Office as a patent attorney or patent agent, but then once you get law degree, you become a patent attorney, and I am barred as in I'm allowed to practice law in the state of New York. And then the question is, why am I doing in Houston? Well, in federal law, which immigration and patents are, you don't need to, it has nothing to do with state. So immigration in Texas, the best degree to have for immigration, the best bar to pass for immigration is either California or New York. But given the fact that there's so much immigration happening in Texas, and we can get to the politics if that's something interesting you, it actually was probably the most useful to do it here in Houston, where ICE is cracking down. No, that we can talk politics because that it's hard to not address those issues without being totally apolitical to it. So I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to do it because at this point in time, I'm retired. I have a AI side company, but I may just give up the law. I don't know. It's kind of hard. Immigration is very difficult right now. It's not easy being an immigration attorney. It's a lot of sad cases you see. And again, without taking too much away from Karl Jobst, their whole idea is that I'm not an attorney, and that's all they say all the time. I'm happy to prove on camera. If Karl would donate $1,000 to, so if I cannot prove it to Karl, then I will donate $1,000 to Karl himself, because he really cares about money. If I can prove it to Karl with the real degrees, the real certificates, I can show you online and find my name and my bar, and obviously that puts me in jeopardy of being falsely reported, which often happens. They were actually falsely reporting. There was another Tony Gore, right? And they falsely reported him so badly he got suspended. No, I'm not joking. Like, he's actually suspended from the California bar. This was back when I was covering the Anthony Farrar, the guy who was in what was he? He stole $5.6 million. He used to call me from jail. From actual jail. Like, he would be sitting in jail and we'd be doing these live streams together. They would only give him 10 minutes, right? It was so bad they falsely reported the wrong person, and I did get a phone call saying, that they were trying to get me and so on, and I'm not barred in New York, or I'm not barred in California. I'm going to be barred in New York. So, hey, it's online. People like Karl Jobst and the echo chambers that support him, they want to ruin. So it's not enough for Karl to win. He wants to ruin your life. He wants to make you miserable. Like, you see how he's treated Moon. You see how he's treated Billy Mitchell, his lawyer, his expert witness. You see how he's treated complacentists. You see how he's covered the complacentist family, right? He's not. Most people are okay just attacking the individual. Karl has a knack for also going after family members, which is hilarious or ironic. It's not hilarious, it's very sad that Karl will always, to get his pitchforks out, he will always say, what about my family? Look at my family. Look at my family. And not realizing that, yes, Billy Mitchell has a family. Yes, I have a family. Yes, the complacentist has a family. And you look at the effect on the complacentist, his long-term partner for many years left him. His family probably is isolated. You look at the complacent, it is a sad story. Whether or not the complacent is guilty, it is what it is, right? Your opinions are probably not going to change if I make a video about it. You've already set your opinions, and I don't think any new evidence has come out to really change that. The complacentist, he lost his long-term partner, perhaps somebody he wanted to marry and have kids with. Now that timeline is gone. He's lost all respect from his family members, right? He's put his family members, including his dad and older brother, in jeopardy now. And more to the point, there's a really sad story about him and his mom. His mom basically kidnapped him, and his mom just wanted one of her children to become famous. That was all her mom wanted to do, was to have a famous child. Gerard was that famous child. He has accomplished the dreams of his mom, Remember, this charity is for the Open Hand Foundation is a charity dedicated to Gerard's mom. And to see all kind of just collapse in the way it collapsed, Gerard had a business. He employed people. Those people all lost their jobs. I have no doubt, I am a little skeptical if the business had 20 workers. I'm going to call them employees, but they could be vendors, workers. It's very, very untransparent as to like what their actual titles were. But they did lose. There was a number of people who lost their jobs. And when somebody like Karl Jobst comes after you, he's not coming after you. He's coming after your family. He's coming after your employees. He's coming after your vendors. He's coming after your siblings. He's coming after your son, Billy Mitchell's son. He's coming after your expert witnesses, just giving testimony, right? He's coming after anyone, even somebody who he doesn't know. Moon is relatively anonymous, right? He's kept, it's kind of these faceless YouTube channels. And I can say that the echo chamber that is Karl Jobst has certainly come after me. You can understand why. The two concerns are, one, I'm not a real attorney. Again, I will make that bet with Karl today. I'll make the bet for 1,000. I'll make the bet for 5,000. I'll make the bet for 10,000. We can put the money in escrow and a reliable third party that we both would trust or know on YouTube. And then the escrow would pay out for me. They would just take all the money and just give it to charity. For Karl, he can just keep the money. I know he's all about that money, right? So we can sign a contract. I can do the contract. Karl can have his expensive lawyers do the contract. It doesn't matter to me. So that's number one, their attack that they're trying to do, because they're trying to find out so they can report me and so on. And you understand what they're going to try to do, right? It's not enough to attack the argument. It's always ad hominem, more ad hominem attacks. But the beauty of this is when they report me, they have to use a real name and address, and they're going to be contacted to confirm. I can sue you. Isn't that the beauty of it? Like, people don't understand that if you falsely report someone, and the court has your name, address, and phone number, and the reason it has confirmed all this stuff is because they're obviously going to see if it's an anonymous call, which doesn't really have any weight. If you have never been one of my clients, if you are not willing to put your name out there, or, your client, your address, whatever it is, it's got to be some type of relationship. It can't just be a rando online. They're not going to do that. They get that probably every day for like Tony Bunsby and other higher profile lawyers that you see their names on the newspaper. But if you do give your name and address, I'm going to send you a service notice that day. And I'm going to come for everything you have. And I'm retired, man. I got nothing better to do with my time. So that's my response to number one. And number two, the number two issue is, why did I made more videos about Karl Jobst than Karl Jobst made on Billy Mitchell? Yes and no. The currency on YouTube isn't how many videos you make; it's how many people watch the videos. I know this is a currency because that's what Logan Paul is asking. Logan Paul does not need to know how many videos CoffeeZilla makes. He's asking for the analytics behind the videos. And when Karl Jobst was sued, and when Karl Jobst made his retraction video, he's talking about the number of viewers, not the number of videos made. The number of videos made from a legal component does not really matter as much as the number of people who saw the video. That's been proven that's going to be proven in the Logan Paul case versus CoffeeZilla, and that's already been proven here, where the amount of people who saw the retraction video and saw the videos, they do matter. It doesn't matter like you posted 10. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a smaller channel and you posted 100 retraction videos apologizing to Billy Mitchell on a smaller channel. It would be good. It would definitely be a start, right? It'd be like, wow, you at least attempted to do it. Let's say each of those videos had 1 view apiece. Well, the judge is still going to ask you, why didn't you post on your main video? Why didn't you post, a separate video on, beginning of the video or something like that? The currency that what the legal court is looking at is not the number of videos produced, but how many people viewed each video produced. Hey, if we get to 200 likes, or no, 500 likes, because you gotta have the haters in here. So we got 400 people or 455 people peek So I think 500 likes for a live stream is not too bad. It doesn't have to be on this video. It can just be on any of these videos. Then I will end the live stream, show you all the degrees I have. NYU, I graduated NYU with honors. I graduated William & Mary Law School. I have my patent bar exam. I passed my patent bar exam before I started law school, which is very unique. I did it at a very young age. And I will show you that I am registered to practice law in the state of New York, which then means I'm a patent attorney, which then means that I can do patent attorneys anywhere in the US or even internationally. Sometimes I do international patents from here in Houston as well. But anyway, that is it. Bye, guys. Like the video, right? And leave me a comment if you guys want to go on live stream, because I think we can cover Moon and we can cover the appeal if there is a appeal. Right now, I don't know. It's very confusing. So one thing that a good lawyer will tell you is sometimes the answer is not clear. I do not know if there's an appeal or not. Like, I could make a video saying there was an appeal. I could be wrong. I could make a video saying there's not an appeal. I could be wrong. I'm making a video saying right now is the time you would normally see an appeal. I don't see an appeal for whatever reason. And there's this weird Billy Mitchell text thing that's happening, which I don't know what's happening there. Your best lawyers and your best friends and your family, they will tell you sometimes, it's not a yes or no. It's not a black or white. Sometimes the answer is I don't know, and that's okay. Right? And I'm talking to Karl Jobst here. Sometimes the answer is I don't know. Or here's what I found. Present what you found. And then when your conclusion is not that Billy Mitchell forced Apollo Legend to pay money, is that I don't know if Billy Mitchell forced Apollo Legend to pay money or not, but there are some rumors here. Here's the evidence. It's a Reddit post. If he had initially showed the evidence, I think people would have been skeptical, because they would be like, oh, that's just like a Reddit post with like 2 likes on it. That's the evidence, Karl, right? So if you present the evidence as you have it in the best way that you have it, you cannot be guilty of defamation because you don't have any malice. There's no malice that I'm doing. I'm just presenting the evidence. And that's the way to do it, right? You can be wrong, but it's your opinion. It's not that you're trying to ruin somebody's life or trying to, take them down a notch, right? There's so much I want to teach you guys about. People are like, oh, well, how can I protect myself against defamation and so on? It's like super easy, guys. It's super easy. You present things as opinions. This is what I found. This is what I think that is happening, but I don't know. This is just what, the evidence points at. The evidence could be wrong, right? And then if you make a mistake, you apologize immediately. You say, hey, I'm sorry. I made a mistake here. I apologize for making that mistake to you. And you give a real apology. You don't backtrack and put it in a Dark Show video at the end of the video, right? That would be like if I apologize to Karl Jobst for whatever reason, and I put it in like the end of a video about anime that I just randomly made. And there was no Karl Jobst in any of the title or anything. And then the people watching the anime video were like, wait, what is this? Like, what is this? Anyway, bye, guys.